We connect you with your own personal broker and a 24/7 team, ready to help you buy, sell, or swap over 250 digital assets with one flat, transparent fee. No spreads, no slippage, no hidden costs. Get the best market prices through deep, aggregated liquidity executed by our professional trading desk. Your funds are secured with institutional-grade cold storage for total peace of mind. Track every move in real time with our intuitive client portal, anywhere, anytime. Whether you're trading as an individual, trust, or business, we give you speed, security, and peace of mind. Thousands of clients in over 100 countries already trust Caleb & Brown. Visit calebandbrown.com and start your personalized crypto journey today.
And welcome to the Blockchain Brew Show. Man, I am all over the place today. Adjust my desk and everything. Hold up 1 second. Okay. Anyways, sorry about that, guys. Here I am. Guys, G Square tonight is taking some time off for the family. And yeah, so, wish him a restful night. He'll be back with us tomorrow. And yeah, let's jump into some news, jump into some brews, and jump into some chart. And of course, a Cardano spotlight. D not use, definitely going to want that when he jumps in. What's up, Daily? What's up, Pepe? What's up, Joe? What's up, DZ? Thank you guys for all being here. I'm feeling okay tonight, guys, about the market. So let's kick off. Well, first I gotta do my ASMR pop. Tonight I'm bringing you guys a sticky traffic from Monkish Brewing Company. This is a double dry hop hazy double IPA coming in at 8.4% even. And we've got our pour as opposed to the rich. Guys, this morning we all thought we were going to be poor, but here we are. Live to trade another day, live to hodl another day, whatever it is you do. Live to sip another day. It's hard for me to come on here tonight and not say, after the conversation I just had over dinner earlier, it's hard for me to come on here and not say that there's more important things in life than our portfolios and our investments, guys. It just is. Don't forget to enjoy life and everything you've been blessed with, and don't be so busy that you forget to honor God with your life, with your family. Acts 17, when Paul goes and he philosophizes with the the most esteemed philosophers in the Greco-Roman world at the Areopagus at Mars Hill. He says, "Hey, Zor, how horny right now. We'll go ahead and take a look at that right when we jump in the charts." But Paul says, in Greek culture, it's polytheistic. They had a lot of gods. They had a lot of statues dedicated to a lot of gods. And right there in the middle of Mars Hill, they had this one statue where it said, there was an inscription on the statue. This is in Acts chapter 17. And it said, "To the unknown God." And Paul comes along and he says, "You know what? Let me tell you about this unknown God." And Paul says, actually, he determined the boundaries of your dwelling and the time that you would be born, and he did this so that maybe you would reach for him and find him. And according to Paul, when he says you have this statue, dedicated to the unknown God. Well, I'm going to tell you about a God that you don't know. He made you. He put you here for a time and a reason, and everything that he determined in your life is about getting you to reach after him and find him. And then it says, because he gives us life and breath, and in him we live and move and have our being. So, guys, just don't forget what's important. Daily says God, family, crypto. Yeah, in that order. Exactly, man. Exactly. So, guys, let's jump into some news, shall we? Let's share my screen here. So first we got this. Guys, Twitter's been blowing up with this. China says it wants to work with the U.S. to solve trade problems. U.S.-China trade will be bullish for markets. Watcher Guru was saying this, about 11 hours ago. This is blowing up everywhere. And so I'll come over to this article. And here we go. China says it's open to trade talks with the U.S. I am not on the screen, am I? There we go. So China says it's open to trade talks with the U.S. China has signaled that it's willing to resume trade talks with the U.S. Officials in Beijing also accused the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump of creating panic over China's control of rare earth minerals and magnets. However, Beijing also appears to be ratcheting down the current tensions by saying that it's open to trade talks to resolve its dispute with the U.S. that has threatened to cause an all-out trade war between the world's two biggest economies. I'm going to turn this music down just a little bit. For some reason, the vibe of the music volume just hits me when I'm alone in a way that it doesn't when T-Square's on the show too. I don't know why. Scale that down a little bit. There we go. So, guys, China says that it's open to talks to resolve its trade dispute. The U.S. interpretation seriously distorts and exaggerates China's measures, deliberately creating unnecessary misunderstanding and panic, said a Chinese Ministry of Commerce spokesperson, according to local media reports. Beijing last week announced sweeping controls on rare earth exports to the U.S. ahead of an expected meeting between Trump and President Xi Jinping in South Korea later in October. Trump responded by imposing a 100% tariff on all Chinese imports to the U.S. starting on November 1st. The situation has roiled global financial markets, sending them down over the past week. However, U.S. government officials also appear to be toning down the rhetoric in effort to resume trade talks with China and ease market concerns. U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Geer said in a recent interview that Trump wants to work with Beijing and he is still planning to meet with President Xi in coming weeks. The Spider S&P 500 ETF currently has a moderate buy rating among 504 Wall Street analysts. Their rating is based on 417 buy, 82 hold, and 5 sell recommendations issued in the last 3 months. The average SPY price of $746 implies a 11.91% upside from current levels. There you go. So guys, there's hopes. There's hopes here that we don't just, initiate 100% tariffs on China on November 1st and further tank the markets. Yesterday I was also seeing someone says we need Canada to join the US as the 51st state, then we would not be dependent on China for rare earth materials. Yeah, that's a good point. We also do have, from what I understand, we're not totally dependent on China for rare earths, right? Like, we do have our own supply of rare earth as well. It's just that we have stuff that China doesn't have, and China has rare earths that we don't have. But yeah, how about make Canada a colony? I don't want them voting in U.S. elections. Yeah, you know what? That's kind of my unspoken thought that I've sort of had the whole time I've heard talk about China or about Canada becoming a 51st state. Like, you just become a state, but then, like, what's that going to do to the electoral college? Like, how do all those votes come in and sway everything? And Canada's pretty liberal. I mean, most of the population is in the Toronto metro area, right? Like, yeah, I mean, that's just, we haven't added another state in so long that seems like such a unrelatable thing to us. China dominates the refining process. That's why we are so dependent of China. Okay. Yeah. Well, on Twitter, surfing around Twitter yesterday, I saw a lot of stuff that was, basically Trump saying that we're still in a trade war with China, right? So, after the news Friday, it was basically Trump saying, hey, if you think that this is going away, just know that we're still in a trade war with China. And, the markets did not absolutely tank yesterday because of him saying that. What that shows me is that this idea of a trade war is losing some of its oomph. It's not packing as hard of a punch, right? It's coming into the 5th round of a UFC championship fight, and it's a little bit gassed, and it's not punching with the same kind of commitment, that it did coming in hot out of round 1. Like, it's losing a little bit of gas in the tank. It seems like, just because, that was a pretty intense statement that he made yesterday, and it didn't just make everything jump off a bridge. Like, not to be insensitive to anyone out there that's jumped off a bridge. I'm not just being funny either. Like, market crashes is, people actually consider taking their lives, in times like this. And man, I don't want anyone out there. I'm sure it's, no one in this little community, but, I don't want anyone out there to feel like that. Every human life is valuable and beautiful and cherished. And markets are a silly thing to, I get it. Like, we have our whole life's, future wrapped up in this sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, we have 70 years on this earth, and we have billions after that, and the prophet Isaiah and Jesus compare life to like the grass. And Jesus says, the grass is here today and tomorrow it's thrown into the oven and burned. Or Isaiah will say life is like a vapor. If you vape or have a friend that vapes, it's like you see the vape come out in the air and then it's gone. And my dad says, I'm gonna jump off the bed if I miss the BYDFi bonus, probably sprain an ankle. There's maybe call me after this, because I had that same kind of problem, but it's not a problem. It turned out to not be a problem. It's just it was an issue of which account I was in. Like, if you're trying to send it to your spot account, like maybe you might have to send it to your futures account and then send it to your spot account from there, or something like that. But when you click generate a new address, like it should generate. Just maybe try to do it with a different. Oh, their near network backend is under maintenance. Oh no. Oh yeah, I see the issue there, because you don't want to sell out of your asset in order to deposit. You obviously just wanted to send your coins there without having to. Yeah, man. Dang, what a silly thing to miss that bonus for, man. That's tough. Yes, guys. So life is a vapor. And hard things happen in life, but there's eternity to come after that. There's the life to come. I don't want to set my affections on this world. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. As much as I do like this, guys, and as much as I like building this community, and it's something I'm going to take with me the rest of my life, I'll be 100% honest with you guys. And please don't take this as a sign that my heart's not in it or whatever, but being 100% honest, like I don't want to do this at this pace for the rest of my life. Like I really don't. I don't know. I want to preach the gospel. I want to I want to pray. I want to do things that are eternally significant. And yeah, I want to do that stuff full time. I love this, guys. I love being here with you. This is this community experience is something that I'm going to take with me for the rest of my life. And guys, I plan to be here like a couple cycles. I'm not going anywhere. I plan to be here, 1, 2, 3 cycles. But then I don't know, build the blockchain Brew into a seven-figure business, and then sell 25% of my shares to G Square or something, Let's see. Trent says, Trent, what state do you live in? I'm in California. I'm in Barstow, California, to be specific. That's like 2 hours away, right in between LA and Vegas. I'm 2 hours either direction. So about 2 hours and 40 minutes from San Diego, hour and a half from Joshua Tree National Park, like 4 to 5 hours to some. Oh yeah, you're like next to Vegas. Yeah, pretty much. About an hour 40 from Disneyland. My wife really likes to go there. But man, I'm getting off the rails tonight. So anyways, guys, yesterday, all the tariff talk, not easing up on the trade war. We're still in a trade war. Like, all of that rhetoric was not. It's basically a truck stop. Yeah, exactly. I worked at a truck wash, even as recently as like last summer. That's That's what I did. I was going to be a manager there, and man, washing those semi trucks, especially the pace we have to do it at Blue Beacon. Go on TikTok and look up Blue Beacon. That's what I did for a living for like the last 4 years, and man, it was a brutal job. You know, you come home and your thumb is swelled up. Even all the guys that had normal hands go home and they call it Blue Beacon thumb because you're squeezing that pressure washer all day, and your thumb swells up. Daly says, I really hope that all of us crush this bull run because the window is closing every year to make generational wealth. This is true. This is true. But guys, there's still so much opportunity out there. The window is closing, but I really don't believe it's closing that fast. You know, Bitcoin did like 10,000x in the last decade or whatever. I mean, you think it's only going to do like a 3x in the next decade, you know? And I know we're so accustomed to thinking in terms of like, hey, this bull run or whatever, but I mean, zoom out a decade. You don't think it's got more than like another 3 to 4x in it? I do. I think it's got more in the tank. I think it can go to $1 million by 2030. You know, when gold got its ETF in 2004, I believe, it went on over the next decade. Guys, gold this year, it just became the first asset in the history of the world to tap over $30 million or $30 trillion market cap. Gold has added half of its valuation in like a couple years. So if gold can do that when it's over $15 trillion, you don't think Bitcoin can do it? I think it can, personally. I absolutely think it can. I think Bitcoin can go to $15 trillion to $30 trillion in under 2 years like gold did, because I think Bitcoin is better than gold. Gold is scarce. Bitcoin is better than scarce. It's fixed. So I think that Bitcoin can go from 15 to 30 in a couple of years. And right now it's only at 2. So guys, I think we still got some exciting times ahead of us for at least another decade. And after that, it's still going to be great to trade if you figure out your sweet spot, you know. Gold added $4 trillion in the last 5 months. Total market cap for crypto is under that. Let that sink in. Exactly. Guys, I'm not like I'm not bearish on the next and I know what I'm asking crypto to do. Like gold is still king, I get it. But I do believe Bitcoin is better than gold, and you know, it's going to show that. So anyways, let's look at this article real quick. Bitcoin fear index hits its yearly low, but it's time to accumulate, not panic. Bitcoin investor sentiment slumps to a yearly low, but Bitwise says fear may signal a prime accumulation phase for Bitcoin. Key takeaways: Bitcoin analysts urge that selling pressure has likely peaked and that dips may be good buying opportunities. Smaller Bitcoin holders are accumulating even as miners increase exchange deposits. Recent weakness in Bitcoin price appears to have dampened enthusiasm, with Google search interest for the asset falling to a multi-month low. Guys, that is when you know that we are basically post-capitulation, and when retail interest is at an all-time low, that's when retail gets priced out again. So guys, I'm not feeling all that bearish right now. The last sentiment readings mirrored conditions typically observed during bearish phases when caution dominates the broader crypto sentiment. Cointelegraph reported the Crypto Fear and Greed Index has fallen to a fear level of 24. its lowest in a year, down sharply from last week's greed reading of 71. Guys, what a reset on the fear and greed index. We went from 71 to 24, guys. Like, that is a good thing. And if you got liquidated, it was a tough thing, but you know what? It's time to rebuild. God gave, I've been saying this, God gave you a mind and a will. That's all you need to rebuild. But start now, don't start tomorrow. So there you go about that. This decline echoed sentiment levels seen in April when Bitcoin briefly dipped below $74,000 and parallels previous cycles' market fatigue in 2018 and 2022. Panic could be a buying opportunity. Despite the sharp sentiment, panic is always a buying opportunity. Bitwise analysts believe the current setup favors accumulation, not retreat. Director and head of research, Andre Dragos, senior research associate, Max Shannon, and research analyst, Ayush Tripathi, said that the recent correction was driven largely by external factors, including renewed U.S.-China trade tensions that triggered a broad-based risk aversion across global markets. Bitwise's weekly crypto market compass report mentioned the correction was amplified by a record wave of futures liquidations, with Bitcoin's perpetual futures open interest plunging by nearly $11 billion, the strongest decline on record. Dragos said that this forced liquidation event has now meaningfully exhausted selling pressure, setting the stage for a contrarian buying window similar to yen carry trade unwind in August 2024. Give me 2 seconds. I just gotta check that my dog's not destroying my living room. Man, you'd think that the living room was a gladiator pit, the way that those two. Hey, we got our first super chat from Daily for $10. Thank you. Man, I'm gonna go over to Discord right now and thanks for the first ever blockchain Brew super chat. I'm literally gonna take a screenshot of that. Let's see here. It's your first one. You got to frame it or something like that. But thank you, Daily. Much appreciated, man. Yeah, so where am I at? Fear. Okay, panic is a buying opportunity. We got that. Dragos. Close that door. Marshall, no. No. Okay. This is the crypto sentiment index. Our in-house crypto asset sentiment index has dropped to its lowest level since that period, the analyst said, adding historically, such extremes have marked favorable entry points ahead of seasonal strength in Q4. Smaller Bitcoin holders step up amid minor pressure. On-chain data supported this view. Glassnode reported that smaller Bitcoin holders ranging from 1 to 1,000, guys, Glassnode considers you a small Bitcoin holder if you have 1,000 Bitcoin. If you have 999 Bitcoin, You're a shrimp. If that's a shrimp, then like, man, if that's a shrimp, then I'm just working over here to be like a microbe, a bacteria, an ocean bacteria. So, man, anyways, yes, smaller Bitcoin holders have ramped up accumulation in recent days, offsetting reduced buying from large holders. This pattern suggests renewed confidence from retail and mid-tier investors, even as market volatility persists. However, other indicators paint a more complex picture. Crypto quant data showed that since last Thursday, miners have deposited nearly 51,000 Bitcoin, worth over $5.7 billion to exchanges, marking the largest inflow since July. Such activity often precedes sell-side pressure, as miners typically move holdings to exchanges or hedge position, or to liquidate or hedge positions. So, guys, or hedge positions, or I'm gonna speculate that it may be this. Like, with all of the long liquidity wiped out, guys, maybe the miners are sending to exchanges to scale into longs for the last couple phases of the bull run here. So, miners have a lot of Bitcoin, and so 51,000 Bitcoin is nowhere near, like, the miners aren't sending their whole bags to the exchanges, guys. So, yeah. Let's see. Similarly, long-term holders might also be exiting their positions, as data indicated 265,715 Bitcoin have been sold over the past 30 days. Well, yeah, over the past 30 days, but that, like, how much of that was forced selling through liquidations? Come on, we gotta use our noodles over here, guys. The largest monthly outflow since January 2025. Nonetheless, Bitcoin's stability around the $110,000 level indicated that institutional or ETF demand may be absorbing the excess supply. Together, these opposing flows suggest the market is transitioning from capitulation toward reaccumulation, a setup Bitwise analysts view as the foundation for a bullish Q4. And I still do believe in a bullish Q4. Oh, hey, what's up, T-Square?
What's up, man?
I still do. Oh, go ahead.
I just had to come swing in, say hi. I thought I'd jump in for like maybe 10 minutes because I just didn't feel like I wanted to be part of the fam, being
the screen. Dang it. Man, one day I'm going to get this right, I swear. But yeah, guys, I still do believe in a bullish Q4. I still believe in a bullish October 31st. I still believe in October. Like, next year we're gonna look back, in my opinion, we're gonna look back at those month-over-month charts, and we're gonna see a green October, in my opinion. But the cloud that hangs over that is gonna be, yeah, but it wasn't bullish till the end. And like,
well, what
was the case last year.
Well, the 2 years ago, technically it was bearish until the 17th, which would be tomorrow, and that's 2023. And in 2024, I think it went on even a little bit later.
Yeah.
Thank you. Trent, do you like pumpkin pie?
Dude, I love pumpkin pie. Is my favorite pie.
Do you like Costco pumpkin pie?
Costco pumpkin pie is one of my favorite pumpkin pies.
You know how they make it?
Mm-mm.
Well, we make the dough first off, and it's a sticky like a mother effer. Like, you wouldn't believe how sticky it is. And then you go like this, you rub flour over your hand so you could grab it without sticking, and you drop like it in like a 3-ounce. They call them pucks. Like a hockey. It looks like a hockey puck.
Yeah.
And then you go like this. You go grab a huck because you leave them in the freezer overnight or fridge and they get kind of softened. You grab one, you put your pie pan here, grab your tray, you put it up, and you hit these little 2 switches right here. The little 2 switches cause this machine to come down, goes chink, chink, and it pushes the shell of the pie from the puck. And then from there, it lowers it and you grab it off real quick. And you have to use your middle fingers because that sucker gets hot. It's like 130 degrees. So it's like almost cooks it because it's like making it softer from the coldness. And then you take it off and you put it on a tray. You know how many pies are per a tray? I'll tell you. There's 24 rows, and that includes the front and back. And each row gets 4 pies. Or 2 pies. It's 2 pies. So you get 12, 2, so 24, 48. So you get 48 per thing. And usually, when you pour the pumpkin pies, it comes in, I don't know if I should say this all online, but I don't care. It comes in a bag, right? It's just in a giant bag, and you add water to it pretty much. And that's pretty much it. And then you mix that stuff like a gajillion times. And then I had this metal cup. It's about this big. It's my favorite little cup ever. A lot of people like to use the bigger one because you get 2 pours with it. But I go like this. I go scoop, and I go pop. And I go like this, scoop, pop. And it was 3.5 pounds, 3 pounds, 8 ounces, and 3 pounds, 8 ounces. And you put it on the scale, and it has to equal 7 pounds exactly. Otherwise, you have to keep splashing it out, and that takes forever. And then you get kicked off the pie pouring. So you really got to have like that feel when you go down and scoop your pie. Just whoop, whoop. Oh, dude, it was so easy. I loved it. We would do 48 pies per rack, and we would do about 24 racks in a night for Thanksgiving. I mean, you can math that out. Do that 5 days a week.
Did you like that job more than what you do now?
Oh, I loved the bakery. I loved it. It was so fun. It was really fun. I was really passionate about it. But you know another trick they did? I don't know. I'm telling you all the tricks. When they call them Costco chocolate chip cookies. First trick is you could actually go to the bakery and buy a box of frozen cookies for like $20, and you get 500 cookies. 2, they call it their own thing, and I'm giving you trade secrets. I don't know, so please don't sue me, Costco. Not financial advice. And we were mandated to get a sugar like this, and you take it and you have to sprinkle 3 grams of sugar on each tray minimum, and you would change the formula so you could call it yours. And I was like, that is so dumb. I was like, that's the dumbest thing ever. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and then they got mad at me for doing it. But and then
hey, we're up to 23 concurrent viewers. Oh, well, I guess that's including X. But anyways, if anyone is just joining us, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel to join the Brew Crew, the most hydrated crypto community in YouTube.
I just wanted to say a couple more things, and then I was going to go over Zora and Toshi, and then I'm out. But gold is going to do phenomenal. It's going to do crazy. If you look at the U.S. debt supply and you look at the real calculations of gold, it's like closer to like 50K. And I don't think it's going to get there.
50 trillion.
Right? Yeah, but I think.
Well, or
I think
you mean the price of an ounce? Dang.
Yeah, I think it will be $10,000 probably by next year.
Yeah.
The end of next year. And I think silver is going to be about $150 per ounce by the end of next year. So there's my 2 cents on that. And then if it's okay, Trent, can I go over 2 coins and I'm out?
Yeah.
Unless I see something else that catches my interest to go over, but I'm pretty wiped, man. I did see that Zora is one of the top gainers for the day. Did you see that?
I did not.
Pretty bullish on metals. Yeah, man. I'm pretty bullish on bullets too.
Are you bullish on metal music?
Me?
No.
I couldn't even name a metal song. Is that bad?
Talking to Nicholas, I can't name a metal song either.
I can name one. Metal by Metallica.
Wow.
You like that?
You said, dude, I requested Zora last night. Sorry.
I covered it.
Oh,
I
okay.
covered Zora last night. You missed it, DZ. I even came up and I said, hey, I'm going to go over Toshi and Zora right now.
Dang, that thing ripped.
Yeah. And I covered it. That was only 15 minutes. I only ripped like a half hour ago. Made it all in the top gainers. And look, we got a green dot market side for A. There could be more coming to the strength. Stokes RSI are pumping. VWAP's slightly coming down, but the money flow's coming in. We have a trigger wave on the 4 hours, so I am more confident that it will have more to go. We have a trigger wave right here. That one did not play out, but this one right here, trigger wave, it ripped. And look what the VWAP's at. It had a good size move. Boom, 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 boom. Look where the VWAP's at. Boom, 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 boom. And the money flow is going with us. Stroke strength is coming in. We also have a trigger wave right here, tight on this candle right here. If you want to go off the, where am I at? If you want to go off the top, you would have doubled your money. But it's looking pretty good. I think we had a measure move at whatever point at 15 cents. So this could be the start of it at 10. So there could be another 30% to come out of this. DBSI went from a 10 to a 16, so it's looking pretty good. 12 hour, we have a green dot, so that's a really good sign. A really, really good sign. And the VWAP's just starting to break up. This probably will be a firecracker throughout the night, and it looks like the move might just be starting. We might get a little bit cool off the next half hour, maybe. Or
B3. DZ, did you see me post B3 in the Discord? If you don't mind, in a sentence or two, why are you bullish on B3? Like, isn't it just a layer 3 on base for gamers? I mean, it's really, really niche. Like, I know it's micro cap, but like, it's really, really niche. Like, it just doesn't seem like, I don't know. Anyways.
Are you saying, DZ? I swear I covered it. I swear I covered Zora and Toshi. I'm willing to bet I think it was like the last 2 minutes of the stream. I covered it because I was like, I remembered at the very end. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to clip it. I'm going to post it in the Discord and I'm going to be like, No,
you did cover it. He did cover it. He's saying that B3 is going to pull is going to rip like Zora is.
Yeah. Well, money flow right now is coming on Toshi. I think we talked about this. This is the 12 minute. 15 minute. Money flow bottomed right here. It says trigger wave. Dude, that trigger wave freaking ripped, dude. Holy cow. Stokes RSI low. VWAPs, it's fine where it's at. It's above the zero line. Strength's really coming up. We got a green dot market cipher A. The 1 hour looks like it's just getting going. Double green dot, Bitboy green dot, VWAPs coming in. The money flow is for sure. It's been shrinking on a longer time frame. Stokes RSI are coming up. Jump into the 4 hour. 4 hours a doji candle. We haven't flipped yet on the 4 hour. We don't got bullish divergence, but it does look like with this doji candle, it could start getting that flip. Interesting. The 4 hour, the money flow is technically hasn't came back in yet. Still technically you could say it's leaving. So right now, I would say I'm bullish on the 15-minute 1 hour. The 4 hour, it would have to prove to me that it is. And if you jump into longer time frames, it's really interesting because you go from the red, you go to the 6 hour, and it still says it's bearish. And that's what makes me a little nervous, actually, to be honest with you. I think we might get a pump up because the momentum waves are getting ready to roll over. They haven't started yet. And you can't say it's started till it's done. We might actually, I'm thinking when I'm looking at Toshi, what we're probably going to have happen is the 1 hour, 15 minute might flip over. We come up to this range and we might have a longer time frame back down here. And this might be the better entry point. So you might be able to scalp trade it if you want to scalp it. I think you're totally able to do that. I would be nervous. I'd probably take profits if it comes up. We have the 21 coming down right here. So it more likely will meet the 21 and we'll have to figure out what we're going to do after that. And it's also bounced off the 200 right here, which you can't really see because I just covered it up and it's yellow on yellow. So let's just keep that in mind with Toshi in a long time frame. And then there's one other thing I'm gonna pull on the screen, and then I do gotta go because I got stuff to do. Not that I'm saying you guys aren't important, but my son broke his iPad that I just bought him, and I was very upset about that. And then he dropped this weird background I have right here. He threw the glass bottles off it and smashed it, and then he took permanent markers to the walls and doors and floor and carpet. So I have life problems. But if you like hearing my life problems, smash that golden like button. Smash it, smash it, smash it, smash it, smash it, smash it. And if you also like seeing Trent and me, hit the subscribe bell, and you can find us over there on Rumble or Kick or YouTube. So anyway, so what I want to get into Bitcoin real quick, and then I gotta go.
I just entered a trade on B3 for you. Who said it? DZ. I said smaller time frames make up, but okay. I'll cover that after T Square goes. But yeah, I just entered a trade on B3. I went in on 10x leverage at at market price, and my liquidation is at where's it at? I'm gonna get licked at 0.0019 0.001949. So there you go.
1949. All right.
So hopefully I don't get licked, nice. Especially not on stream.
That'd be sad.
Too much, I know.
Well, I'm gonna finish this up and I'm gonna go to bed. Or finish my life and then go to bed. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. There was some manipulation we had going on in the markets. We woke up this morning, we had manipulation in the 4 hour. I actually put the chart up there, and I said I'm very nervous about this, guys, before I did my calls. Then the 1 hour we had, I think that's probably the 4 hour where we matched up right there. But what we really had is I kept you guys posted as much as I could. I actually entered a trade down over here. So we had manipulation. We came down. I wasn't sure if that was the bottom. We came back up. I actually entered the trade. This doji candle. Saw the yellow X. I said, well, shoot, I'm not going to close it. I'm just going to leave it open. We're going to call it good. Another more manipulation. We came back down. This is such a strong support level. It's been like since the beginning of, not the beginning of the year, I don't think, but since like May. And I was like, I don't know, guys. I think we'll be okay. We kind of follow the 21. Now we're actually breaking up. Now I'm like positive in my trade. I'm like, I knew it. But I did warn you guys earlier about the manipulation going on in the markets. We should have broken up. We're probably over here, but it didn't want to because we had the BitBoy green dots right here. More BitBoy green dots. But anyways, Trent, if
you say that the BitBoy green dot doesn't work, then T Square is gonna do you like BitBoy did Kenny.
BitBoy did who?
Kenny.
I don't like doing 10x. 10x is dangerous. I mean, you can, but it is dangerous. I like the 5. 5's a sweet spot.
I'm not gonna hate you if I get licked. Easy. I'm just gonna hate me.
Mm-hmm. You gotta learn to love yourself, Trent.
I know. Look, I only put $100 on it. Sometimes that's my way of managing risk.
Gosh, $100, Trent. That's way too much. Way too much. You're DJing. You know what's starting to pump is Troll Coin. Let's go, Troll. Trent, I'm supposed to get off. I'm just scrolling through, looking at coins that caught my interest. Hey, that's kind of a nice one. What's going on with useless coin? Oh, look at that. Whoa. Hello. Look at that momentum. Where have you been all my life?
Dude, I was in Bless the other day at 10x. And if I I
Bless right here. Did you short it?
I did. Yeah.
How'd you do?
I closed way too early. But
no.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming, D, not you. I'm sorry.
He gave up Cardano.
No, I did not.
No, useless coin was trying to pump, I think.
I was in Blast at 10x, and I know Joe be telling me, don't say woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda. He said woulda twice. But
actually, it's kind of pumping, yeah. Sorry, Trent. I'm ping-bonging around. That's a Frankie Candles reference right there. yeah. It was supposed to roll over and take a little breather right here, but they kept going. Now we have a green dot. Money flow's coming in. VWAP said, nah, we're not going down. Strength actually ticked up. Stokes RSI low, and then I'm going to go to bed. Green dot's still playing out. VWAP looks good. Strength's popping up. I would like to see the little RSI come up a little higher. But the 4 hour, we have a doji candle trend reversal. If he reverses, it could actually come back up to meet the 21 and probably be around the range of like 10, 2223, 223. It's a metal bullet reference. But yeah, okay, guys. Thank you. I'm out. Bye.
Bye. So, DZ, in a sentence or two, stop doing that, man. In a sentence or two, why do you like B3?
Good night, Daily.
Learning not to be an emotional trader takes time. I don't expect emotional traders to be logical traders overnight. Well, it is what it is. SOCKS, which also spells socks, but is also Spanish for it is what it is. Let's see here. Okay, coming over, share this tab instead. So, since I just entered this, we got a little bit of B3 to look at. The thing is, for me, like, we're holding above this 200 MA, and the stochastic RSI is pointing up. The RSI, you can barely see it, but it looks like the purple line has peaked above the yellow line. And on the MACD, call it by its government name, the moving average convergence divergence. The MACD line is starting to curve up, and the histogram is like moving from red to neutral. And we could see a bullish cross there. I like that the Stokes are pointing up. So, I think I'm probably going to go in and, well, I don't know. No, I'm just going to leave it open. But I was going to consider putting a stop like right here under the 200 or right under the 100, the blue line. Let me see some smaller time frames. Yeah, it's like neutral, but I'd have to fall out of the pattern here, which can obviously happen. But I'd have to fall significantly out of the pattern to get licked. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let's see here. What else? So if you zoom all the way out on Zora before it pumped, that's B3 right now. Okay. Zora. I'm on the 5 minute. I don't know how much more zoomed out I can get. Maybe you're talking about a little bit bigger. I mean, maybe. Well, I guess the pump started way back here, so. Let me look at the 4 hour. Okay, so I can see it, kind of. You know, except that like they look a little different to me. Let's see here. Now let me go to B3 on the 4-hour. Yeah, I don't know. Posted in the Discord. But speaking of trading S coins are hit and miss. Degen's rotating out of one to enter another. Very high risk. High risk equals high reward. I played like that last season. I trade differently now. I get it. I usually trade differently too. Daily. Let's do a live stream on ADA. Short. Never. I'm a loyalist, guys. I am an ADA loyalist. Like my friend D Not You. Let's see here. All good, Trent. Thanks for looking. We can move on for sure. Posted in the Discord. But speaking of the Discord, guys, if you are in the Discord, you are officially the last people that will ever get into the Discord for free, unless you've been here with us in the chat. We know who you are. You know, send us an email or message us on X. Said I trade not just spot hodl and profits. That's the way, man. That's the way for Warren Buffett, most successful investor in history. But yeah, I mean, if you want to be in the Discord, you haven't gotten in yet, and you've been here with us in the chat, and we know who you are, just message us. I'll slide you in. But other than that, there is no more free entry into the Discord. So if you're in, you're grandfathered in. Other than that, we've made channel memberships live, and you have to you now have to be in a $10 a month channel membership in order to get access to the Discord. So there you go. And for those that are already in the Discord, we do have some lower levels there, just in case someone, you know, is already in there but still wants to support us, but doesn't want to support us at $10. We have like a $2.99 and a $4.99 level, and we're going to roll out perks for those too. Perks like, you know, for example, we're going to be doing some poker nights, and you're not going to have to have a buy-in for the poker nights if you have one of the lower channel memberships. I'm thinking the $4.99, but you know, anyways, there you go. Let's see here. B3. Okay. What was I on to next? Be Not You and Daily for the win. Yeah, man. Okay, so I'm going to go over some. Did I miss somebody's coin? I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show something that I'm looking at on Bitcoin real quick here, and then wrap up with a Cardano spotlight. So on Bitcoin on the 4-hour, guys, I like the sharp move up here on the stochastic RSI. You know, that looks like a potential bottom. The move right here on the RSI also looks like a potential bottom. And then you have the MACD histogram turning from red to neutral, MACD line curving up like it wants to cross bullish. You know, that's the 4-hour. We've got these nice tweezer bottoms right here on the 4-hour, followed by a bullish engulfing candle. Guys, I've showed that setup a lot. And I'm not saying it always plays out. Nothing always plays out. But tweezer bottoms followed by a bullish engulfing candle is usually a good sign to me. And the more I look at this chart lately, especially on the 4-hour, I'm like, man, we could have called this head and shoulder right here. You know, nasty head and shoulder. You know, anytime you have a rounded top, like, you should look a little bit closer for a head and shoulder pattern. Anyways, let's see here. Coming down to the 1-hour. Yeah, we're moving. I just don't want to see us reject off of this 21 hour moving average, but we did just get a bullish cross on the MACD. Okay. And here's what I'm really interested in. We come out to the weekly. Well, let me look at the 1 day first. So, guys, the on the day, you know, stochastic RSI is through the floor. MACD is really low. RSI is starting to curve up, and look, it started to point up, not curve up, but point up, and it can point back down if the candle goes down, obviously. But you know, what a critical line of support if you draw the horizontal support line on the RSI. I mean, man, you have touch point right here, touch point right here, touch point right here, right here, right there, right there. You know, so you know, we may not be in deep red on the RSI, but I mean, we're not in a bear market either. So, you know, the fact anyways, I'll leave that there. Let me go to the weekly chart. And on the weekly, we've got a couple things going on here. This yellow line, not this yellow line. I need a different color for that. Let me draw it as light blue. Okay. So, guys, we have the yellow line right here. The 50-week moving average. Guys, this 50-week moving average has held support since September of 2023. Okay? So, in my opinion, the Bitcoin ETF, and I know that wasn't until January of 2024, but Q4 2023 started the talks of the ETF, right? And the Bitcoin ETF, in my opinion, sent Bitcoin into an extended cycle. And if you look back at gold in 2004, the gold ETF sent gold into an extended cycle, you know, or a very protracted move. I don't mean to say cycle the same way we say it about Bitcoin, but you know, the 50 moving average has held support through the whole bull run since September 2023. So the 50 MA on the weekly is like the bull market support, in my opinion. It hasn't broken yet. You know, you have this back here. You have this. As you have this one that freaked everybody out, the dip down to 74,000 earlier this year. And then right now, we've touched it again. We've already wicked to it on Friday. Now, could we come down and test it again? Yeah. Right now, the 50 MA is at $101,447. So, like, we could definitely go tap that again. Now, this it's ugly, but I would argue that this, you know, is still an inverse head and shoulders on the weekly, and the neckline is like horizontal, and we're still closing candles above it. So I don't know, guys. Like, and we have hidden bullish divergence, right? So the white line right here, I'll I'll pick it up for you. So, you know, this white line right here, right? We have a swing up on price with a swing down. Oh, wait, we don't have it. Unless you draw it like that. No, we don't have it. I'm just going to retract that statement. So get rid of these, but nonetheless, we have a horizontal neckline of a weekly inverse head and shoulders where candles are still closing above it. We have very strong support at the 50-week moving average, which the largest liquidation in history went down to the 50 MA and then wicked extremely hard off of it. So that shows me that it is that level of support, that 50 moving average, is not weakening. I mean, technically it is weakening the more times it gets tested, but this just showed a lot of strength, the fact that it wicked off of it so hard. And then finally we have this, you know, uptrending line of support right here. And technically, if we came all the way down to that, we could go back to 92,000 and fill that CME gap. However, if we continue to bounce here, we can meet up with this uptrending line of resistance later. So yeah, that's some of my analysis on Bitcoin. D.U says, I just want a DCA into more ADA. It's at an amazing price, especially considering ETFs and liquid staking. Once ADA sustains $1, it will be the stakeable stable of Cryptoverse. Exactly. And so for Cardano, what I'm looking at here, guys, this pattern, you know, that I showed back here, and I said, you know, look, you know, this, the flag that happened here, or the flagpole, guys, it took 5 weeks. It took 5 weeks for this move to happen at a 268% move in 5 weeks. And so, you know, I still believe that, you know, if minus the wick, if you get rid of the wick, we're still very much in this pattern. And because of that, you know, if we play out the pattern just a little bit longer, you know, we still end up 280% right there. It doesn't have to make the same move, but that would go to that would go to $3.24. And, you know, this flagpole shows you how fast ADA rips when it moves. You know, back, you know, I showed this in a video too back here, like, you know, you have like 8 week, you know, 5 to 8 week segments, each broken up by flags. You have this move right here that happened in like 8 weeks. So guys, when we break this pattern, like it is not going to take long to get the prices that we want to see. I mean, we're going to see it happen in 5 to 8 weeks, in my opinion, from the break of this pennant. So, you know, and now we have some more momentum behind us. You know, last week, the stochastic RSI was up here on the weekly for ADA. Now it's all the way down to the dotted line. So we have some momentum behind us now. And I'm not saying we're, you know, sending it tomorrow, but man, I still feel fantastic about this setup for ADA. And like D-Not you said, you're getting some amazing price points right now. You're getting some once in a lifetime price points, you know, if you zoom out. So that being said, I'm going to share this tab instead and finish up here with a quick look at tap tools. It says the Chaikin money flow for Cardano just hit a 3-month high, signaling strong capital inflows into ADA. Investors appear to be accumulating after the recent market crash, a pattern that has historically preceded recovery phases in past cycles. Cornucopias has rebounded to infinity rising. I don't know. I'm not a gamer, so look, even if it's on Cardano, like I'm not gonna stop being who I am. I'm not a gamer, and it's just really hard for me to care about games. But there you go. Cardano is building the infrastructure to connect with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other major networks, enabling seamless asset transfers and shared liquidity across blockchains. And guys, the midnight airdrop is the claim period is ending in days, just a few more days. So there's that. Surge, Cardano's first non-custodial market-making protocol, 80% of supply circulating, 5.7 million in trading volume, and growing fast. But to solve Cardano's liquidity problem through utility, staking, and governance. I may have to buy some of this. Surge has a total supply of 25 million, of which 19.75 million are currently circulating, equivalent to 80% of the token's supply. This gives Surge a market cap of 2.53 million and a fully diluted valuation of 3.2 million, placing it at number 28 in the top tokens on Cardano by market cap. There are a total of 748 wallets holding Surge, a decrease of just over 1% over the last 7 days, which could be the result of current market uncertainty. Let's see. Surge has, liquidity, volume, utility. We'll now examine the various utility offered by Surge token. Revenue sharing. Stake Surge to earn a portion of the protocol revenue distributed in ADA. So that's nice. You stake your Surge and you earn rewards in ADA. Platform utility. Staking Surge unlocks enhanced access, exclusive features, and future benefits across the protocol. Conclusion, the Surge token powers a decentralized market-making protocol that hopes to be Cardano's solution to its long-standing volume problem. With excellent tokenomics and an engaged community, Surge is built to strengthen on-chain trading and liquidity depth across the ecosystem. As adoption grows, it stands positioned to enhance overall market efficiency and activity within Cardano DeFi. Pretty cool stuff. So guys, thanks for, he says, I'm a hardcore VR and PlayStation gamer. I'm a pony in the console wars. My point here is I care not for blockchain games until they are as good as PlayStation exclusive games. Every real gamer I've talked to about this says, something along those lines. So I don't know. That's why I have a hard time seeing what's up with B3, because in my understanding, it's just a layer 3 for gaming on base. But I mean, I don't know. Base is hot. It can probably rip. It's microcap, yada yada. There we go for tonight, guys. He says this is true, but consider that market moves and pumps with narratives like Beam. Yeah, that's true. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in this fine evening. And stay hydrated. Thank you for being part of the Brew Crew, the most hydrated crypto community on YouTube. Thank you, Daily, for the first ever Brew Crew super chat. Thanks, CT, for hopping in. Speaking of poker, guys, like I said, we do have channel memberships open. If you do the $4.99 membership, you won't ever have to pay. You won't ever have to pay buy-ins for poker nights, and check out the memberships. If you're in the Discord, you're grandfathered in, and yeah, there's lower memberships just in case you want to support, and they'll come with their own perks as well. Thanks for being part of the most hydrate. Oh, Link. You talking about Link for the memberships? All you gotta do is there's a join button right next to our channel now on YouTube, because it's a YouTube feature. So watch, I'll show you just in case this is what you're talking about. Share this tab instead. So, if I go to any video on the channel, it's right here, and then you just click the join button, and it shows you the tiers. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I said monthly class, I just threw that out there. I don't know what I'm doing with that last level down there, so just don't pay it any attention. I'm going to come up with something good for it, but not now. I'm really just mostly interested in these three, because I'm trying to cast a wide net, guys, is what I'm trying to do. There's people out there that pay that want people to pay $100 a month for their trading groups, and when you're in our Discord, which everyone has gotten in for free until now, when you're in our Discord, you do get that access to 3 VIP signals minimum being pumped out, into the Discord every day, and you get access to that. And you do have to have an account with BYDFi, because we want people trading with our link, obviously. But the first step is getting in the Discord. Oh, right. Yeah, it says the Discord is expired. Hey, Daily, that is so generous of you, man. You don't have to. So look, yeah, it says the Discord is expired. That is because as of today, the only people that can get in the Discord are people that join the Brew Crew Discord access membership at $9.99 a month. That being said, D-Not you, new member? No way. Thank you. That being said, DZ, if you want to get in, right now, I have a video up that is, I'm going to put up at every level. So right now you can get in at any level. Tomorrow it's going to be exclusive to the $9.99, but also, just send us an email to blockchainandbrew@gmail.com if you want to get in, because you've been with us in the chat. We know who you are. Everyone to this point has been grandfathered in. So if you email us at blockchainandbrew@gmail, blockchain and brew, I'll type it out. Blockchain and brew@gmail.com. You send us a message. If you've been with us and we know who you are, I don't mind sending anyone the new Discord link, because we know who you are. I'm eyeing the next 1,000 people that are going to come in here. It's them that are going to have to pay. You guys helped us make this community what it is so far. So, email us, blockchainandbrew@gmail.com, and I'll send you a link that is not broken. But the reason why it's broken right now is because we're moving it to member-only access, if that makes sense. So, again, thank you guys for making the Brew Crew what it is. We're YouTube partners now. We've grown to over 600 subs. we have memberships open. We have a Discord going. We're doing the thing, you know? And so thank you to everyone here who has helped make this what it is so far. And if we know who you are from the chat, like, hey, we'll hook you up. It's the next 1,000 people that I'm that I'm eyeing for, not to shake them down. You know, again, at the end of the day, this is still $10 a month access compared to $100 a month, you know? So not to shake them down, but it's the next 1,000 people that I'm eyeing to pay their way in, you know? Not you guys. I definitely appreciate the support, you know, if you hop in, but you know, there we go. Most hydrated crypto community on YouTube. Cheers.